In a world full of noise, true strength lies in silence. The Stoics believed that actions speak louder than words, a philosophy that remains timeless. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Do not boast about your integrity or modesty." Today, we'll explore 10 transformative tips on why speaking less and doing more is the ultimate path to confidence, focus, and success. Let your deeds define you. The silent power of actions. Why do actions hold more weight than words? Words are ephemeral. They drift away, lost in the winds of time. Actions, however, leave a lasting impression, a legacy that speaks louder than any declaration. Marcus Aurelius profoundly advised, "Do not boast about your integrity or modesty." Why this caution? Because the moment you proclaim your virtues, you risk diluting their essence. It's easy to claim discipline, generosity, or humility, but embodying these traits consistently without the need for applause or validation is far more impactful. Imagine two people. One boasts of their ambition and discipline, and the other quietly spends years honing their craft. Who will history remember? The silent doer who let their results do the talking. Our world is filled with noise, social media posts flaunting success, endless speeches about future plans. But true impact lies in the quiet execution of meaningful work. Every unseen effort, every unnoticed moment of dedication strengthens your foundation. Confidence doesn't require a megaphone. The strongest leaders, the most respected individuals, are those whose actions speak volumes. When you choose to act rather than speak, you control the narrative. People interpret your values and character through what you achieve, not what you promise. Ask yourself, what story do my actions tell today? How can I let my deeds echo my deepest principles? The truth is, silence isn't just golden. It's powerful. It allows you to focus your energy on meaningful actions rather than wasting it on unnecessary explanations. When you act with quiet determination, you become a mystery people want to understand, a force they cannot ignore. Your silence, coupled with consistent action, makes you unstoppable. So stop announcing your plans, start living them. Quiet strength over loud promises. Think of two colleagues at work. One constantly declares, "I'm the hardest worker here." They make grand promises, seeking approval at every step. The other stays late after everyone leaves, working tirelessly without announcing their efforts. A month passes, then a year. Who earns more respect, trust, and admiration? Words can be loud, but they often crumble under the weight of scrutiny. Actions, on the other hand, have an undeniable solidity that can't be questioned. Promises are easy to make, but hard to keep. When you speak less and do more, you create a rhythm of reliability. People stop focusing on what you say and instead start trusting what you do. This builds a reputation not for talk, but for dependability, which is rare and valuable in a world full of empty words. Now think about the ancient Stoics. They didn't need to proclaim their wisdom to be remembered. Their lives were their testimony. Epictetus didn't say, "I am wise and resilient." He showed it by enduring slavery and still teaching freedom of the mind. Marcus Aurelius didn't boast of his discipline. He quietly ruled an empire while writing personal reflections that resonate centuries later. Confidence isn't about telling the world what you'll do. It's about quietly going out and doing it. The louder you shout, the more fragile your confidence appears. But when you take consistent, focused action, without the need for external validation, you project true strength. Actions leave a legacy. Words leave echoes that fade. Choose wisely. Let results speak louder than words. Have you ever encountered someone who can't stop talking about their future goals? "I'm going to start a business," they say. "I'll get fit this year," they declare. Months pass, and those words remain suspended in the air, untouched by reality. Now think of someone else, someone who doesn't talk about their dreams, but quietly takes steps every day to bring them to life. By the time they share their vision, they're already halfway there. The truth is simple. People are more impressed by results than by promises. When you spend more time talking about what you'll do than actually doing it, you lose momentum. Every word you speak about your intentions drains a bit of the energy you could have used to take action. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." In a world obsessed with instant recognition, there's something profoundly magnetic about letting your results speak for themselves. Actions have an irrefutable weight that words lack. A business built quietly will outshine 100 grand announcements of ideas that never materialize. A person who consistently works toward their fitness will outlast those who merely post their resolutions on social media. Consider this. When you speak less about your intentions, you shield them from criticism and doubt. You protect your focus and your energy. Silence allows you to work undisturbed, free from the expectations and pressures of others. And when your results finally emerge, they carry an undeniable authority. People respect what they can see and feel, not what they're told to believe. So how will you let your results speak for you? Choose action over announcements. Quietly lay the foundation for your success. When the world sees what you've built, they'll listen. But by then, you won't need to say a word. The wisdom of the unspoken. Sometimes, the most profound wisdom lies in restraint. The ability to hold your tongue when you're tempted to boast is a mark of true self-mastery. Socrates famously said, "I know that I know nothing." This humility wasn't a weakness, it was a strength. It showed that his wisdom came not from words, but from actions, questions, and a relentless pursuit of truth. When you choose to speak less, you create space for others to see your character. Loud declarations often come off as insecurity disguised as confidence. On the other hand, when you quietly excel in what you do, people notice without you having to draw attention to it. Your silence becomes a canvas for your achievements to shine. Think of the great philosophers and leaders who left lasting legacies. They weren't remembered for their boasts, but for the tangible impact of their work. Marcus Aurelius didn't write Meditations for an audience. He wrote it for himself. He didn't need public validation because he was secure in his actions and values. Can you say the same about your life? Silence also gives you a strategic advantage. When you withhold unnecessary words, you prevent misunderstandings and protect your reputation. You save energy that would otherwise be wasted on defending or justifying yourself. Instead, you can focus on building, creating, and growing. This restraint not only elevates your character, but also sharpens your mind. Start practicing the wisdom of the unspoken. The next time you feel the urge to boast, pause. Ask yourself, do I want recognition or do I want results? Let your silence be your strength, and let your actions write the story of your success. The freedom of quiet progress. When you stop announcing your goals, you free yourself from the invisible chains of expectation. Every time you share your intentions with the world, you invite opinions, doubts, and judgments. This can create pressure to meet those expectations, or worse, paralyze you with fear of failure. But when you keep your goals to yourself, you work quietly and freely, unencumbered by outside noise. Seneca reminds us, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." In the same way, it's not the person who achieves little, but the one who constantly seeks validation, who is truly trapped. Speaking less and doing more allows you to escape this trap. You work not for applause, but for the intrinsic satisfaction of progress. Quiet progress also protects your focus. In today's world, distractions are everywhere, and the loudest voices often demand the most attention. But by silencing your need to explain or justify, you can direct all your energy toward meaningful work. You become like a river, flowing steadily toward its destination, undeterred by the noise around you. Moreover, silence makes success sweeter. When your achievements are unveiled without prior announcements, they carry an element of surprise and awe. People respect those who deliver results without seeking constant recognition. They admire those who let their work speak for itself, creating a legacy built on substance, not noise. So, embrace the freedom of quiet progress. Let your journey be yours alone, free from the constraints of public expectations. In the end, it's not about what others think. It's about what you accomplish when no one is watching. Silence shields you from critics. In a noisy world, every word you speak invites opinions, criticism, and even envy. The moment you declare your ambitions or announce your plans, you open the door to external interference. Some may encourage you, but others will doubt you, challenge you, or even try to sabotage your efforts. But what if you didn't say anything? What if your silence became your shield? Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. By choosing silence, you take control over what you share and what you protect. Speaking less doesn't mean hiding. It means safeguarding your energy and focus from unnecessary distractions. When you speak less, you leave no room for criticism to attach itself. People may question what they don't understand, but they can't criticize what they can't see. This isn't about fear, it's about strategy. A quiet approach allows you to work in peace, free from external noise, until your results make their undeniable impact. Criticism often stems from misunderstanding or jealousy. The less you reveal, the less ammunition you give to those who might seek to undermine you. Silence creates an aura of mystery that leaves people guessing. And when your achievements finally come to light, they speak for themselves, silencing even the harshest skeptics. Silence also nurtures resilience. When you're not constantly justifying or defending your actions, you preserve your mental strength. You remain focused on your purpose, undeterred by the opinions of others. This quiet confidence becomes a fortress, protecting you from the storms of doubt and negativity. Remember, silence isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's the mark of someone who understands the value of their energy and chooses to spend it wisely. Let your silence shield you, and let your actions build the fortress of your success. The magnetism of understatement. Have you ever noticed how the most intriguing people are often the quietest? They don't flaunt their achievements or broadcast their intentions. Instead, they move through life with quiet confidence, letting their work speak volumes. This magnetism comes from the power of understatement. When you speak less, you create an air of mystery. People become curious about your story, your capabilities, and your motivations. Instead of chasing attention, you attract it naturally. As Epictetus said, "Know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly." When you focus on being Rather than boasting, you develop an authenticity that draws others in. Understatement doesn't mean diminishing your worth. It means allowing your actions to reveal your value over time. Consider the difference between someone who says, "I'm a great leader," and someone who quietly builds a team that thrives. The latter doesn't need to declare their skills. The results speak for themselves. This approach also builds trust. When you underpromise and overdeliver, people know they can count on you. Your silence becomes a promise of reliability, a guarantee that you won't let words get ahead of reality. This is especially powerful in a world where so many overpromise and underdeliver. So, embrace the magnetism of understatement. Resist the urge to announce your every move. Let your results unfold naturally, drawing others to you not because of what you say, but because of what you do. In the end, true greatness needs no announcement. It simply is. The discipline of restraint. Restraint is a form of discipline that few master, yet it holds immense power. The ability to hold back, to not share everything you're thinking or planning, requires self-control and wisdom. Socrates famously said, "The unexamined life is not worth living." Similarly, an unexamined word is not worth speaking. When you practice restraint, you create space to think deeply before you act or speak. This prevents impulsive decisions and careless words that could undermine your goals. Instead, your silence becomes a tool for clarity and focus. You're not withholding because you lack something to say. You're withholding because you understand the value of timing and precision. Restraint also builds credibility. People know that when you do speak, it will carry weight. Your words become rare and valuable, not wasted on empty chatter or unnecessary explanations. This discipline of speaking less enhances your presence and authority in any setting. Moreover, restraint protects your energy. Every word you speak requires effort, and every plan you share invites scrutiny. By choosing silence, you conserve your energy for what truly matters, taking action and achieving results. This disciplined approach not only propels you forward, but also shields you from distractions and setbacks. So, start practicing the discipline of restraint. Before you speak, ask yourself, is this necessary? Does this serve my purpose? Let your silence become a reflection of your strength, and let your actions fill the space where words would have been. Speak only when it elevates. Words have immense power, but they lose their value when spoken carelessly. Every word you utter should have a purpose, whether to inspire, clarify, or build. Seneca reminds us, speech is the mirror of the mind. If your words are unnecessary or unworthy, they diminish the integrity of your thoughts and actions. When you choose to speak less, you ensure that the words you do say carry weight. Imagine a person who rarely speaks in meetings, but when they do, delivers ideas so profound that everyone listens. Their silence enhances their credibility, making their words impactful when they finally break it. Now compare this to someone who talks incessantly, often without adding value. Over time, their words lose meaning, and people stop paying attention. To speak only when it elevates means being intentional. Before you say something, ask yourself, does this contribute to the conversation? Does it inspire, guide, or clarify? If not, silence is the better option. Your restraint not only reflects wisdom, but also allows others the opportunity to share their voices. This practice is deeply rooted in Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Let your words be few and well chosen." Words, when used sparingly, hold the power to elevate others and yourself. They become a source of connection, understanding, and progress rather than noise. Speaking intentionally also aligns your actions with your values. Empty words create a disconnect, but meaningful speech reinforces your purpose. When you speak to elevate, you lead by example, showing others the strength of humility and thoughtfulness. Embrace the art of deliberate speech. Let your words build bridges, inspire change, and reflect your highest self. In doing so, you elevate not just the conversation, but also the world around you. The quiet path to mastery. Mastery in any field requires focus, dedication, and time. It demands that you prioritize doing over talking. Those who achieve greatness rarely spend their days explaining their plans to others. They spend them perfecting their craft. This is the quiet path to mastery, where silence becomes the fertile ground for growth. Epictetus advised, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." This wisdom highlights the importance of inward focus. When you stop seeking external validation and concentrate on your work, you create the conditions necessary for mastery. The quiet path to mastery isn't glamorous. It's a series of small, consistent actions taken without applause or recognition. It's the hours spent practicing when no one is watching, the patience to fail and try again, and the discipline to keep going when progress feels slow. This path doesn't need words. It needs persistence. Consider the masters of any craft: artists, athletes, entrepreneurs. Their success stories are built on actions, not proclamations. They didn't become great by talking about their potential. They became great by showing up every day and putting in the work. Their silence wasn't a void. It was a shield, protecting their focus and energy. Walking the quiet path also teaches humility. You learn to value the process over the outcome, the work over the recognition. This humility not only deepens your mastery, but also strengthens your character. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." So commit to the quiet path. Dedicate yourself to your craft, your purpose, and your growth. Let your silence be a testament to your focus, and let your mastery speak for itself. In the end, it's not about how much you say, it's about how much you achieve. The wisdom of speaking less and doing more isn't just a Stoic ideal. It's a way of life that builds character, resilience, and impact. Words can fade, but actions endure. As you apply these 10 tips, remember the teachings of Marcus Aurelius and Seneca. Let your deeds shine, your silence shield, and your focus remain unshakable. Embrace this philosophy and watch as it transforms your life into one of purpose and greatness. The time to act is now.